Hi everyone. I I'll wait a few moments for people to hop on in. Welcome to day 2 of Grammary. I had so much fun last time, so I'm really excited. Yesterday was really fun with all the panels. I think I watched all of them, so that was really good. But today, we're going to be doing osteomancy. Um, Hi, Nicole. Hi, Sue Denvery. Bone cam. Yes, this is the bone cam. This is where you will see the bones. Bone zone. Uh, that's so funny. I'm all about the bones. I'm even wearing a print with some bones on it, even though I just wore this. I had to. Shout out to Nicole for selling me the skirt. Um, so I wanted to start off by explaining what osteomancy is. Oh yeah, cool rocks. I do have rocks. I forgot these were here, but we got crystals everywhere at my place, so it's just who I am. My name is Jamie. Uh, I have been in the J fashion community for a super long time, as well as the paganism witchcraft community. And so that's where I learned about osteomancy years ago, and I got really interested in it, and I really wanted to give it a try. So when the pandemic happened, I taught myself osteomancy, and I've been doing it ever since. And it's basically osteomancy is similar to like runes, where you throw pieces of bones and interpret the layout and what they mean. It's used for the same purposes as like tarot card reading. So I prefer throwing the bones to tarot cards. I like less structure when I'm doing like intuitive type stuff. So that's why I really like osteomancy. And, I don't know anybody else who does it. So good morning, Float Away Lily. Thank you all for being here. So yeah, I guess we can start with some questions. I would prefer if you would give me a little bit more specific questions, because there's already no rules and no guidelines, so I need something to interpret. So for anybody who wants to put a question, I'll just need your first name and whatever question you have, and then we'll throw the bones. But before I get super into that, I'm going to take them out of this little package, or I guess pouch that I have. This is where I keep all of them, and not all of my bones are bones. That's really common for bone throwing. You'll have multiple different types of tools to use. So I actually use my own teeth. These are my own wisdom teeth that are in my bone throwing set, and I have an abalone shell and a labradorite crystal, like all different things. This is another tooth. Really like teeth, but yeah. Oh, they're all crusty. So before I throw bones, I always spray my whole surface with Florida water, or this is my friend Nikki from Lunar Child Tarot, Agua de Florida. And this stuff is amazing, and it smells so good. No, they are not one-time use. I don't have to find new sets of bones every time. This is the same set I always use for everybody. I'm going to ask if I can keep my wisdom teeth when I get them pulled. That's what I did. That was very important to me. I made sure I was a nervous mess before I got my wisdom teeth out, so I don't remember it. But I was like, I need my teeth. Give me my teeth because I need them. I didn't know I'd be throwing them one day. I kept them and turned them into jewelry. I was thinking of doing that actually, but then I decided to put them in here. And I actually feel like it gives me a like a good connection to the reading because I'm using my own teeth. All right, so it looks like I have my first question from Nicole. Will someone ever love me how I deserve? Okay, it's a really good one. So I'm just going to spray my... They're a little hard to hold all at once. All right. Alrighty. So this is the spread we have going on. Hopefully you can see it. So it always takes me a minute to get a feel for what exactly I'm doing, to see where everything is. Each bone has a different meaning that I kind of assign to it. So, like for instance, the teeth they represent the self. And most bone throwing answers. I just couldn't think of a question to encourage others. Thank you, Nicole. Usually most people will have like one bone to represent the self in their kits, but I actually really like having the 4 pieces because it kind of shows like a different, like, it gives like an added layer when you can see like the self being pulled in multiple directions. Well, my initial answer to Nicole will be yes. And actually, the yes stone did turn up. So the answer is yes, but it's going to be complicated to get there. And there's going to be a lot of ways in which you're pulled multiple directions. Oh, who is it? I don't know. I don't know who it is. We'll find out one day. It looks to me like you're going to have to kind of untangle some pieces of your life to get there, because everything is really condensed, everything's really meshed together, and it almost feels like there's like a loss of self because it's all so jumbled. Can we do another reading to who is it? I can try. I have never done like a kind of like very specific question like that, but let's see. Let's see if I can figure out who it might be based on the bones. Oh, and I always use this cloth to do it on. I was a little worried about my setup because I usually do it on a soft surface, so I got a blanket underneath here because these bones are fragile. I don't want them to break. They're already crusting off. My reading's spot on, though. I'm glad. All right. Who is it? All right. So this is interesting. Let's see here. We have... So this is the little shell that represents the love. And it's kind of making like a sort of line going around this way with the bone that represents family and fate. So I feel like this is trying to say that it's going to be somebody, maybe not, obviously it's not going to be somebody from your family, but probably somebody you've known, somebody in your circle, or somebody who means a lot to you. And I get this impression that they're really going to like push you to where you need to be as a person, if that makes sense. But it could, like, the idea of like, what am I trying to say? It almost feels like there might be some sort of blockage you need to look out for when it comes to this person, that they're gonna help you get like more on track and feel more like yourself, but you also need to make sure not to lose yourself in this situation, with the many other things you have going on in your life. Like, you don't want to just become like so focused only on your love life. Like, there's going to be other things going on that's going to be trying to pull you in multiple directions again, like we saw earlier. I think that's, and I've done readings for Nicole, I think in general that's kind of something that comes up with you a lot, Nicole, is like there's so many things going on in your life that like you really need to focus on what you want and what your direction is. I know who it is, and this is perfect advice. Thank you. I have my suspicions too. Alrighty, so I'm gonna move on to Meredith's question. Alrighty, a more of a process-based question from Sue Denvery. How do you assign the meanings to the specific bones and tools? So I only assigned it once, and it was kind of like a month-long process. Um, I just kind of grabbed, so I collect bones, so I had like a large selection of ones, and I just kind of laid them out, felt them. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for asking the first question. I just kind of laid them out and got a sense of which ones felt right, and some like called to me immediately, like the teeth. I was like, oh, this would make perfect sense to have this represent the self. And I used a guide by Eunan Kirkbride. She has a blog, and she's a death witch, so she does a lot of like, she talks about osteomancy and like contacting spirits and stuff like that. She has a guide on how to kind of get started doing osteomancy, and I used her guide as a way to kind of structure out what bones meant what. And I'll talk about that more when I do Meredith's. And Meredith's question is, how can I expect my health to go, physical, mental, in the next few months? Hope that makes sense. Yes, that does make sense. And I know Meredith knows this already, but just as a disclaimer, a late to the game disclaimer, although I'm a healthcare professional, I'm not giving any medical advice, and any reading you get in this panel should be taken with a grain of salt. This is not cut and dry, and I also try to take it from a like learning standpoint and a growth standpoint, instead of like, oh, doom and gloom, the tower, your life's gonna fall apart. Like, no, that's not really, I mean, that's how life works, but it's not exactly like it's all growing experiences. So I don't usually get any like doom and gloom readings from these two, so don't be freaked out. I just had to give that disclaimer. But for Meredith, how can I expect my mental health and physical health to go in the next few months? All right. So let's see here. Oh my goodness, Meredith. I'm telling you, it's always with the career readings with you. It's always with the career. So in this spread, there's a lot going on. It's very spread out. And one of the bones is actually underneath this, so you can't even see it. But the most notable part of the spread for me, I know you were trying not to ask about it, but this right here, the most important part of the reading, because you're asking about your health, this is the health bone. Thank you, Nicole. Thankfully I use the spray's been fine for me. I can't use smoke because of my kitty. She has asthma, so I'm just doing the best I can. And mostly it's to get the crumbs off this. Meredith, the career is right here, the bad vibes is right here, and the health is right here, and there's fate right underneath it. And this is so typical of you. I feel like there's some loose ends with your career that need to be tied up before you can focus on your health. And focusing on your health has a lot to do with letting go of your career. I obviously know your situation a little bit more, so I can like make bigger assumptions here. But one of the most important things when it's going to be coming to your health and getting back on track and getting where you need to be is going to be putting your energy on focusing more on your family and what makes you happy, your spark and the love that you have in your life, and focusing on the abundance and the wealth of other aspects in your life, and kind of letting go that career piece, because right here it's all very condensed and like tied together, and those pieces need to be untied for you to ascend and like continue on with what you're doing. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like that's so So the bones just have a lot to say about your career. It's true. It's true. Meredith's got all the career readings every single time. What in Libra season answer? I got to reconnect with my relationships and what brings me joy. It's true. And right now, we're in Libra, and we're also in a Mercury retrograde in Libra. And so this is basically revealing to us all of the important relationships and I guess like people are revealing their true selves here. So right now at this time, you're going to be finding people uh, revealing who they really are to you, whether that's good or bad. Like this is a time where you're really going to figure out who your close knit group is, who your foundation is, and that is something that you can really lean on to, Meredith specifically, in terms of like um, furthering your health and making sure you're getting better, is focusing on that foundation and what makes you feel grounded and what makes you feel good, and untying all that negativity that has come with your burnout and struggling with your job. So that's pretty much the reading here. Oh, cool. Vivi Dreams, right when I was just about to see if somebody had another question. I have a career question and a LERV question, if that's okay. Any questions are okay. I was going to say no health questions because health stuff stresses me out, but then I was like, no, I can't just do that. Career question. Should I pursue the grad program I applied for? Love question. Should I get married to my significant other? My name is Senia, if you need my government name. Ooh, we got the government name. Sen, okay. Just so you all know, I'll take whatever name you go by. I know that you obviously can't give medical advice, but I believe in holistic health, obviously, and I think reconnecting with what makes me happy and feels good will lend itself to my physical health as well as mental. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And that's why I'm a witch who works in healthcare. You would think it wouldn't go. All right. Let's see. Sen. I'm going to do two separate ones for you. Unless the message comes through in one. We'll see. Believe it or not, witches believe in science too. It's true. Whoa. Your bones are just sliding out already, Sen. All right. Let's see here. Grad program. All right. You got a lot going on. I can already tell that. There's a lot on your plate. And I think what's back to what, like, I sure do. Yeah, it shows. I think what's going to be number one, before we even talk about the grad program, you really need to lean on your foundation. You need to lean on those close to you right now because you got a lot coming up. But I would say you should pursue the grad program. But I would be careful because the self is getting lost here and there's some things being obscured. Let's see. So I get it. I mean, it seems to me like there's some sort of uncertainty or insecurity here. And that you're kind of letting the fear and doubt of if you can achieve this, if you're going to do well, it seems like it's kind of muddying your decision-making process right now. And what's really going to become super important for you is finding that spark again. Like, why are you going to grad school in the first place? Like, what, taking this time to take a step back and repose and think, where do I need to be? I've been back and forth a couple times because I'm trying to make sure that it's what I want to do and not what people want me to do. That's so important. And that's something you should really focus on. Is this what you want to do? Is this what is going to bring that magic out of you that you have inside? Like the abalone shell is my magic one. So, and your spark and the thing that really sets your drive going, and that gets you really excited, everything that's going to make you feel like yourself, make you want to get up out of bed in the morning in the day, that is where your fate lies. That's what's going to get you to have that drive to complete your goals, if that makes sense. Um, and try not to overthink it, because I get the sense that you're overthinking a lot. I mean, you did say you've been going back and forth, and I think right now trusting your intuition and trusting your gut feeling is really going to take you far. And like I said before, focusing on your foundation and the people around you, not in a sense of they want me to do this, they want me to do that, but like the people who are really in your corner, like your cheerleaders who are always there, who are always like, heck yes, you got this. Like, look to what they think of you. You know, like your biggest fans are going to see the beauty of who you are, and those are the people who are going to reflect what you need to do and where you're headed. Good reading. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. Now let's see if you should marry your significant other. Let's see, do we hear wedding bells clattering in these bones? Alrighty. I'm absolutely stunned. Thank you. I haven't been reading bones for very long, so the feedback is really appreciated. Alrighty. Let's see. Should Sen marry her SO, their SO? Ooh, this is interesting. So initially we see the yes stone pointing up, but the bones can never just say yes or no. They got to give you advice with them. Is there someone in your family who doesn't want that to happen? That's my question for you. And how deep do you let yourself fall in love? That's my other question here, because it seems like there's just a little piece of you that's holding back for whatever reason. Maybe it's someone in your family. Maybe it's just a small piece of you. You are reading my ass into infinity. I'm sorry. It's what happens. Yeah, it seems like there's a little piece of you that's holding back, and to get there, you're gonna have to focus on what you're grateful for. What about your partner is what do you like about your partner and what do you not like? And are those things you don't like, are those deal breakers? That's something you have to think about. Um, it seems like this could go well if you do get married, but I think it's just going over that doubt and fear, like in your career reading. It seems like right now is just a time, and I really empathize with this because I am going through that same exact time right now. I got read for filth yesterday, so it happens. We're human. That's what these tools are for, to give us more insight when we can't always see where to go next. And that insecurity is really holding you back in more ways than one. And it's making everything feel confusing and overwhelming. And to get out of that, you're going to have to really look inside and untangle those pieces. Like I was saying with Meredith, when the bones are all really close together, there's like no movement. It's very stagnant. There's no completion, there's no action being taken, and what you need to do is like get some of that fluidity back. Instead of being so afraid to make a move or make a decision, just really sit with your intuition, your gut feeling. Like, when sometimes what I do when I'm having a hard time with a decision, or I need to kind of like figure out what my intuition is feeling, I'll set like a 10-second timer and ask myself a question, and whatever I think first is probably the answer I should go with. So maybe doing something like that, journaling, to see what is holding you back, what is keeping you from from wanting to make this commitment? What is your holdup exactly? That's what you need to be asking yourself. Because it looks like this could be a really good thing for you and your partner, but it's that inner work we need to do, and potentially even talking to your partner about this too, and expressing your uncertainty. Because we all are uncertain, and that's a big decision. Thank you. I'm glad you like my suggestion. Yeah, shadow work, like Nicole said. And my good friend Allie has a shadow work course that is happening through October. She is a Tough Love Witch on Instagram. You could go ahead and give her a follow. Sen needs big time shadow work. We all need shadow work, that's for sure, but definitely agree. Sen needs to do some shadow work, really dig deep and figure out what's going on. It's funny I'll say that because I'm trying to do that now. Well, you should check out Allie's shadow work course. I'm taking it right now. It's difficult. It's very difficult looking at those dark parts of yourself. Yeah, Meredith's enrolled in the shadow work course too. That is Tough Love Witch on Instagram. She's, and for anybody interested in anything kind of witchcraft related, I do admin a Facebook group called Hellcat Academy, where we teach about witchcraft and paganism, and we come at it from a very I guess social justice centered viewpoint, if that's something you're interested in. That's how I met my friend Nikki, who has the Florida Water, and Allie. So I always got to shout them out. They're my girls. So does anybody have any more questions for the bones? I can show you the bones more up close. This is a jawbone. I cannot identify any of my bones, so I'm sorry. Hello, sweetling. This is a little jawbone. This is a family bone. No idea what this is. I found it outside. Oh, you asked a bit higher? Thank you, Lily. Float away, Lily. Okay, kind of a specific question. I'm considering moving to NYC with a friend after she graduates, but I haven't decided because of a few practical factors, even though I love the idea. My true name is Lydia. All right, Lydia. Let's see. We can ask the bones questions. Yes, you can. Thank you, Sen, for asking. I'm glad that it was a good reading. I'm so glad. All right, Lydia, let's see. Should you move to New York City? That sounds very fun. That's what I wanted to do when I was 18 and I knew nothing. All right. Well, these bones are talkative today. Okay. So my question to you is, what are the practical factors? Because the thing leading this reading right now is your health. And I just want a little bit more info. I also am interested to see if the practical factors have to do with your career path and how you're going to make money out there. And I'm just figuring this out. It's expensive and I have a decent job here mostly. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That kind of seems to be one of the leading lines from this reading. So the way I read is kind of like using the lines that each bone is making, like the way it's laying out on the table for me. So I think what you need to focus on here is, are you making yourself smaller in order to to kind of fit your own expectations. Because it seems to me like there's not a whole lot of you happening here. It feels like these are a lot of outside factors that are influencing your opinions and not really what you want to do. Like, what do you want to do? Where are you in this decision? Because practical factors are obviously super important. But at the end of the day, like, are you happy where you are? What would be a reason not to go besides just having a job? Because, you know, you can find it. It's expensive, obviously, but the feeling I'm getting from this is that you should take this leap. I feel like for the like impression I'm getting here is that where you are currently is a little stagnant, and that you've kind of made yourself smaller for where you are when you are so much more than that. You're destined for so much greatness, and so many blessings are on their way to you, but it's being blocked because of like self-limiting thoughts or self-limiting situations. Does that sound like on point? I need to know what you think of this. I also would like to know, I'm being read for filth right now. This is so assuring. I came in at an interesting moment. Whoever this is, I believe in you. Molly Moonflower, hello. Can I ask, how do I allow myself to be successful? Yes. Yeah, Lydia, definitely ask yourself what's holding you back besides the financial stuff. You can figure that out. There's jobs everywhere, especially now. I mean, not good jobs, but that's a different conversation. But you'll figure it out. But what's going to be good for your health? What's going to be good for your mental space? And what's going to be good for your growth? Because right now you're not growing, and we need you to be growing. So I hope that reading was good. I am going to move on to Sweetling. Sweetling, could I ask your name? Whatever name you go by, just your first name. It helps me kind of like tune in easier. And your question is, how do I allow myself to be successful? I know I'm in my own way, and I have to save myself, but I don't know how. That is like such a good question. I want to grow. Thank you. You're gonna grow. I see so much. I like it. It feels like if you do go to New York, it's gonna be the best thing for you. You're gonna feel like yourself. Edel. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. Edel. Okay. Let's see here. Oh. How do you allow yourself to be successful? I need that same question. Okay, here. Let's see. So, at the foundation, Edel. Okay. So I think that was my last pronunciation. Thank you. At the base here, I think you need to think about what your version of success means. What does success even look like to you? Do you have an answer for that? And if you do, what motivates you to get there? What is your driving force? What helps you get out of bed in the morning? Like, that is what you need to focus on, because it seems like you're a little lost in all the many things you have going on. It looks like there might be some sort of like interpersonal thing that you're experiencing, like whether there's some sort of family tension or friendship or relationship, something like that. It looks like there's some sort of tension going on that's outside of this in your life that you're really being kind of, it looks like, torn apart by. That's really getting in your way. And what you need to focus on is, like, in your own lane, what is going to be meaningful for you, what's going to give you the ability to reach succeed. I'm being a functional human being, really. I have some goals, like having my own business, and I'm in school. I'm sending you good vibes. Too busy. I don't handle it well. Yeah, that's what it looks like here. It looks like you're being torn apart. And I think what could really benefit you is taking some time just with yourself, away from all the hectic, like school. Oh my god, school almost ruined me. So I really feel that so much, and I'm sending you all the positive vibes. I'm sending you the the A's on exam vibes. But I think all these different things that are affecting your life, all these things that are going on right now, are really making it hard for you to see clearly. And so what you need to do is take a step back to that and remember why you have the goals you have. What makes you want to stay in school? What makes you want to have a business? What is it that's driving you, and why do you want to have these goals, if that makes sense? Like, your foundation is what's rocky right now. That's why it's hard for you to function, and that's why everything feels like you're getting in your own way, because it's actually not you getting in your own, it's not really you, it's like the outside influences that you're letting block your ability to see your spark and what makes you such an awesome person. I feel for you being in school. It's rough. Does this sound on point to you? Does this sound good? I might need to go get a tissue to blow my nose, y'all. That's fair. Pretty sound advice. I wasn't expecting the bones to be so nice. Well, I actually feel like this is a time you need grace. I get the sense that there's burnout that you're experiencing, just partially by what you're saying, but also by what the bones. Did my internet cut out? My internet's being rude. I was wondering if it's just me. No! Oh, okay. Well, since the internet's being weird, I'm gonna blow my nose. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a drippy nose on stream, and I do not want that. I will be right back. Meredith saw Kitty walk by. Luna is in here with me. She's my little witchy girl.
I was just gonna say that it's probably not you. Since you're fine on the back end, it's probably just Twitch. So
Okay.
Don't stress, but if people are saying that, I will let you know if you drop on this side. But
okay, thank you.
No problem.
Way to go, Twitch, for being annoying. Okay, so let's see. Let's go up a little because I saw somebody else ask another question. Thank you for your question, Edel. Let's see. Okay. Where is the other question? I saw Rocky on the road. There it is. Hi, sweetie. I have a question. The girl who don't trust me someday will be open. Oh, well, the girl who doesn't trust me someday will be open to listen to me and know me better. That's a good question. It's back. Yay. The stream is back. I'm so glad. That was perfect. I had to blow my nose, so it worked out for me. All right. So Rocky on the road. Your name is Raquel, right? Just remind me. I'm pretty sure. I'm glad the stream is back. Meredith saw my cat. Yep, this is Luna's in here with me. Luna, come here. Come here. She's being stubborn. She's not going to come back. She doesn't like to be told what to do. Nicole said, I think it's Raquel. I'm just going to go with it. I'm pretty sure that's what your name is. It's not the most important thing because I'm like, I know I can connect with you because I know you. I've done a tarot reading for you before, so let's see. All right. I before I even asked the bones, I kind of had an idea of what I was going to tell you because I've been through a very similar thing. But let me look at this. Super interesting. This has never happened. I don't know if you all can tell, but this tooth is sitting directly upright. Super weird. I've never seen that happen before. I don't know if it means anything, but let's see. So my yes or no stone right away shows up as yes. So I do think that she will. Am I taking tips? I will not say no to tips. I'm Jamie Luna XX on Venmo and Cash App. But I'm not asking for them formally. But if you want to tip me, I will not say no. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I do kind of intend on taking tips for osteomancy on my Instagram, doing Instagram stories at some point. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I might do those on stories. I will let everybody know when I do that. Sorry, I'm going back to the question that was asked so I can get the wording to it right. The girl who doesn't trust me. Okay. So let's see here. She will try. It sounds like she will be open to listening to you at some point. But I feel like this reading is kind of saying that you have to let go of what is going on with her. Like the yes stone is way out away from everything else, and I feel like what you need to focus on is where you're headed in your life, what you're doing, focusing on yourself, staying in your lane, and really making sure that the people around you are people who are going to be supporting you and people who are worth having in your life, if that makes sense. Like, it seems that this girl who's not trusting you is not. It's affecting your health, and I really feel for you, whether it's your mental health or physical health or whatever. I'm sending you my love because I literally have been in a very similar situation where there's just this person who won't listen to me, and I feel like I'm not being heard, and it's so frustrating. And what you really need to do is focus on you and focus on how you're going to heal, focus on how you can have abundance in your life without worrying about other people's opinions. How can you cultivate that in your own world, in your own home, if that makes sense. Rocky on the road, I hope you're still here. I hope that that's fitting for you. It seems like you're being pulled in a different direction than you need to be. Like, it from this reading, I feel like you have some really good stuff coming up, but worrying about, oh, it's Leif Erikson Day. Hi, Nari. Apparently it's Leif Erikson Day. Happy Leif Erikson Day, everyone. I have a funny story about that. But yeah, it looks like you have some really cool stuff coming for you. Like this, I feel like this season of your life is really important but you just have to let go of if this person's going to listen to you. You need to focus on the people who do listen to you right now, and eventually it will happen. She's going to open up her heart a little bit more. I think it's just like detaching from it. Maybe she needs more time for whatever reason. Like maybe she's got her own stuff on her plate that is preventing her from seeing her own flaws in the ways that, you know, a lot of us do when we have things going on. We kind of forget to look inward and be self-aware about why our actions are happening and how they're affecting others. So maybe just disengaging from that and taking that time to yourself is what she will need for her to kind of take that time for herself, where she can start realizing how being closed-minded and not trusting somebody is affecting someone else. So hopefully that's good. Hopefully that's fitting and it's meaningful to you. Does anybody else have more questions? We still got lots of time. I saved lots of time so people could trail in. Nari, do you have a question? Is there a Leif Erikson Day question? I'm going to drink some coffee. I'm too addicted to Starbucks. It's a problem. So many of my favorite cafes closed down for because of COVID, so that's a bummer. Oh, I'll tell my Leif Erikson Day story that is so unrelated, but it's kind of funny. Me and my mom and my sister were all talking once, and I don't even remember. I think it was Leif Erikson Day, actually. And my mom goes, "Oh, Leif Erikson is super hot." And me and my sister were like, "What? What does that even mean?" And she's like, "Yeah, when I was in high school, I had the biggest crush on him. He was like super hot." We're like, "The Viking? Are you sure?" And she's like, "Viking? No, I'm talking about like the teen heartthrob." And I can't remember his name, but there's like I think his name is Eric Erickson or something like that. And he is actually like an 80s teen heartthrob, and that's who my mom was talking about. But now we all have the inside joke like, "Oh, mom's got the hots for Leif Erikson." Like her celebrity crush. Nicole had a crush on Ulysses S. Grant. That's so funny. I love that. I feel like that's the most Nicole thing ever. Ooh, Float Away Lily. Nari, if you want me to read for you, I can do reading for you. Yes, that's what I was saying. Let's ask Float Away Lily. My hair is currently purple. What color should I do next or keep it purple? Let's see. I'll ask the bones. What color is Lydia's hair going? Ooh. The yes stone turned up. So I feel like this is keep it purple. But my personal suggestion, this is not based off the bones because I don't even know how I would, I don't know what color this would be. I mean, the U bones are like going up toward the front. So I feel like this is saying don't listen to Jamie, but I say add pink streaks. Well, my phone just exited out. Gotta love those technical difficulties. Sorry, y'all. I probably look so weird doing this. Bone cam has disappeared. Allow. Bone cam. Oh my gosh. Give me a second. Bone cam doesn't want to be. Come on. Let's go sideways. Go sideways. Whatever. You can still see it. Thank you, Haley. It's upside down now, so sorry. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's upside down for me, but not for you all. Okay, cool. This is actually almost better. So let's see here. Purple with pink strings sounds so fun. Thank you, Meredith. That's what I think too. Show us the bone zone. Obsixui, of course. The bone is always. Return to us, oh bone cam. Can it be a when question? Yes, it can. Phones never go sideways when you want. So true. It's unfair. I'm gonna do Liber Aesthete CM. Okay. Hello, I've got a question. I want everything and I can't decide which to focus on. Do the bones have any advice? Thank you, Meredith, for liking this view. Let's see. What should CM focus on? So many. You want everything. I feel that so much. I want everything too. All right. Let's see here. So the one I'm looking at mostly here is this little tooth represents fate. This is so interesting. I don't know if you all can see, but there's like two little teeth pointing at each other and touching right here. I have some follow-up questions. Do you work in healthcare? That's my first question, because it looks like the fate stone. No, you don't. Okay, it's really close to health. The health bone. So I wonder what that means. I'm trying to like get a sense of what this is trying to tell me. It feels like whatever is going to be better for your health is going to bring you a lot of abundance. So whether that's your mental health or physical health or just general wellness, whatever is going to make you feel good is what you should be doing. That's what you should be focusing on. Whatever is wherever your drive lies. And I feel like this is saying you don't need to. I would like free healthcare. Thank you. Same. I would like that as well. Stat. I feel like the two main things you need to be focusing here are your wellness. Like, what's going to get you feeling at a place where you feel on track? What's going to be, what are things you can do to where you'll feel grounded and sure of yourself? That is the key to abundance. And secondarily, you also need to focus on your crowd or your family or your foundation, the people in your life. That seems to be really important in this reading too. It almost seems like somebody you know is going through something, and I almost wonder if that getting closer to this person, like that alliance, or just building that bond with whoever might be struggling, or maybe there's some sort of rough type of spot, that good health plans are life-changing. So true. Focusing on that connection is going to help get you to the place where you're feeling well. And I feel like it looks like good things are coming, but it doesn't necessarily look like the focus here is on your career. It seems like this is a lot more focused on like your personal life and like that internal drive. This is like a recurring theme in a lot of these readings today, is what do you want to be doing? And it's actually a really big overarching theme of this Mercury retrograde I was talking about earlier, especially in terms of that relationship building that I'm seeing right here. Having the sun in Libra, and what new moon did we just have? Well, either way, right now is a good time to be focusing on who in your life is is serving you and who is not serving in a weird way, but like, are these people who are in your life lifting you up? Are they your cheerleaders? Are they your support system, or are they taking from you? Are they draining you? Mercury is in Gatorade. Mercury's in retrograde up until the 18th, and we have a heavy focus on relationships right now. People will be revealing their true selves. People will be showing you who they are. And that's why it's really important to focus on the people who are bringing you that abundance and wealth. New moon in Libra, maybe. I gotta search it now. Huh. Never mind. My keyboard is in the ether. Usually the moon is opposite the sun, so it was in Libra? Huh. I'm not the best at current astrology. I'm way better at like personality astrology. I'm like, what's going on in the stars? I don't know. Time to get the yoga mat out. Absolutely. This right here, this is saying yoga. Like, I totally feel that. Like, really center yourself, ground yourself, and focus on the peace. I think that's actually a lesson I need to work on learning too, is when you have so much on your plate and you're so eager and you're so excited to do so many things, refocusing and taking that time to take a step back. Like, I find myself struggling sometimes when I feel bored. And I read some quote that was like, boredom is something. Boredom is what you experience when you feel like you have to fill your time. You could take that boredom and turn it into meaningful rest or meaningful like rejuvenation. And I think that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Sorry, y'all. I get these really bad morning allergies. So it is what it is. Okay, let's see. I got another one from Taco Cat is my alias. This question is from Di. I'm considering shifting my career path. Should I do that or stay in the same direction? Oh, I just saw Nari. When will I see a Bigfoot, if ever, if they are out there? Okay. I'm going to do Nari's real quick, and then I will do Di's. Freddie Mercury voice. I want it all. Yeah. I couldn't come up with anything. Don't feel put on the spot, Nari. I'm sorry. Anyone can do Freddie Mercury voice. Let's see. Imagining tiny Jessica belting out Freddie Mercury. I should go check my car. Yeah, definitely. Get your car checked. That's Mercury retrograde thing. Big time. Any sort of communication issues, if you're like, man, like nobody understands what I'm saying, like everybody's communicating off, like this is so frustrating. Oh my gosh. I just came to a personal realization just now in this moment. Everything makes sense now. Anyway, that was so off topic. Communication is always rough around Mercury retrograde, so if you don't need to talk, don't. Okay, let's see if Nari's gonna ever see Bigfoot. The yes or no stone is on no, Nari. I regret to inform. But I don't think it's going to be that disappointing that you'll never see him, because I think there's other stuff that you have the opportunity to be a part of that will make up for never seeing Bigfoot. What is it? Well, it looks like this. I feel like you should really look into your interest in cryptozoology. That's all I'm going to say. You're never going to see Bigfoot, but it's okay. I'm missing a bone. This happens every so often. They'll just fly off the table. Where is it? Fate disappeared. There it is. Right on my skirt. Interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to answer Di's question. Let's see. Did Nari say heck? Nari said heck no. I'm sorry. I apologize that you're not going to see Bigfoot. Don't shoot the messenger. See if Di should shift their career path. or stay in the same direction? Okay. This is, it's always so, it always mystifies me how the bones like lay. And it just is so fitting for the question, because right here at the bottom, we have the career, and we have like almost two different prongs coming out. It's really interesting. So let's see here. There's the tried and, I feel like this is the tried and true path, which is going to be a little bit more messy. But the career path and changing will do more for you, but it's going to be harder. So take with that what you will. But it looks like if you go with the tried and true path, you might have a lot going on. Nicole, my issue is not capitalism, it's doom scrolling on social media. Same here. It's not, there's like so much happening in the chat. Just confirm this new moon is in Libra. Thank you, Taco Kaz, my alias. I appreciate you. Die. Looks like I'd argue that is still capitalism. LOL ad revenue. Very true. Oh, good. I love that for me. Yes, Sweetling, you can ask another question. We only have a few minutes, and I think somebody else asked another one, so hopefully I can get to it. I'll try to like not be as wordy. But yeah, I think if you stay the path that you're on, it might be a little hard on you. You might have a little bit of a rough transition changing that career path, but again, like I see like this fate and self bone like really making like this hard line, like this will be good, if that makes sense. Like the move will be beneficial. I don't think you're wrong either way. I think it's gonna be fine either way, but I think you might lose yourself a little more if you stay in this position. I think it might be time for a change. That's what I would personally do. Even if it's going to be a little rough, it might not be like the smoothest transition ever, but that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes you need to kind of go through the ringer in order to learn the lessons that you need. All right. Thank you. I hope that it was on point for you. All right. Let's see. That makes sense. Okay, I think it's Libra. I could go for some yoga. Same here. Thanks, Nicole, for reminding me about the question. That's great advice. Use the time to feel wellness and rest instead of filling it with something. That really resonated with me. I'm glad, Aria. That's something I need to teach myself more. Lately, I've just been scrolling instead of actually doing anything. So it's good to ground, not fill your head with noise. So true. All right. I think it's hard to escape the pressure. If you just did this instead of laying around, you could be a zillionaire. It fights against the societal expectation. It's so true. It's really hard because we're all ingrained to constantly be productive 100% of the time. And that is something, it's so hard to unlearn, but that's kind of like my whole thing. I really am focused on wellness and rest and repose. I'm a Taurus, so it's about the destination. It's not about the destination. It's the journey. Hard to see value in rest when capitalism needs you to struggle. So true. Everybody's all upset about capitalism right now. If you enjoy working, that's one thing, but we fought for 40-hour work week for a reason. What's the point of working all the time to never enjoy the house you might buy or the hobbies you might want to invest in or being with your partners and family? I don't want to wait until I'm 65. So true. Deboer, don't know how to say your username. 100% agree. So Sweetling said, I was going to ask if the degrees I am pursuing, which is some game programming and design, are the right choice for me. Everybody's agreeing with you. Sorry to blow up osteomancy with capitalism has a chokehold on happiness. But you know, it is relevant though, because I feel like doing these types of really ancient traditional divination methods and paganism in general is kind of anti-capitalist, and I could talk about that for hours, but a lot of like witchcraft and like divination is about like working on yourself and doing that internal reflecting and also learning how to be like a well and whole person. And that is very anti-capitalist because capitalism doesn't want to do that. So I think it's actually very relevant and on point. And that's like a lot of the advice everybody's getting today. Almost everybody has had this component of you're losing yourself and you need to like reconnect with the person that's living in you, that consciousness, because that's bigger than what is all here. So let's see here. Let me go back to that question. Game programming and design, are those the right choices? Alrighty. So the yes or no stone says yes. Right off the bat. But I feel like you're kind of you don't see what you love about it anymore. It feels like you've kind of fallen away from the drive that made you decide on those at all. So I would suggest for you to really, really think about why you chose game programming and design. That sounds super cool. Like, no lie, that sounds really awesome. And I think what you need to do is find your love for it again. And maybe my biggest advice for that, actually, try to find a mentor or somebody who has a similar path that you could also follow and that will help your career, but also give you that renewed passion and that sense of drive. If you have that drive, and if you don't, ask yourself why and ask yourself where you can find it. And I actually am getting like big mentor vibes from this reading. So I think you need to find somebody, either a mentor or somebody who's following the same path as you to really like figure out what this future is going to look like for you. Like you want to be able to see it and like feel that end goal. You want to be able to like visualize it and actualize it for yourself. I'm a big fan of mentorship. I was a peer mentor for years. That was my favorite job I ever had. Let's see. Capricorn here. It's so hard to chill. I feel that is such an earth sign thing. We have such a hard time. We get so in our heads, and it's like you're in a rut. It's like you're in a hole. So Aria, I feel for you. Float away, Lily. Come for the bones. Stay for discussion on capitalism or avocados. Debo Ray. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love Capricorns. Nicole, I like Capricorns too. Nari's a Capricorn. I'll dial it back. Sorry, y'all. Just ready for the revolution. We need a 30-hour work week. Yes, agree to agree. I'm happy we're loved. Yes, 4 days, 32 hours. It's time. Let's go. Yes, the bones do say fuck capitalism. The bones say anarchy. Bones always say anarchy. It's an anarcho-punk band, Bonewise. Oh, that's cool. Yes, this is good. Mentorship. Okay, I'm glad this is good. I think Caps are very level-headed, and I like how they're usually demure. I really love Capricorns for that reason, too. In general, I tend to get along with all earth signs. I'm very earth heavy. I'm Taurus sun, Taurus moon, Virgo rising. So I'm all about the earth. And then my partner is a Capricorn rising. And Nicole, aren't you a Capricorn rising? Aria suggested try ADPL list to find a mentor. Ooh, thank you for that resource. That's super, super important. Look at that. Hadn't thought of a mentor. Mentorship is so important. I think that's one of the most important things if you want a career is networking and mentorship. 90%, yeah. What was I gonna say? I'm looking up how to say your username again. Debo Ray. A mentor is a great suggestion. 90% of career building is networking, and a mentor can help you build those connections and contacts. So true. I cannot speak highly enough for networking. I think it's super hard. It's one of the hardest skills to learn, but if you go out of your way to meet people and take that initiative to to be like, I'm new here. Most people are afraid to ask questions, and most people are afraid to seem inferior and learn. But from all of the academic spaces I've been in, people who ask questions and take what they're doing with integrity and pride usually tend to succeed more. And they're the ones who come out ahead. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to find somebody to help you take those steps. It's always good to have a community. Like we're social people. We're social creatures. We need that community, and especially in a capitalist society where it's hard. Caps have a strong sense of duty, and I find that really noble. That's so true. Capricorns are all about duty and reputation and like how they're making their impact on the world and the mark that they're making. And I think that's super, super cool. I really respect Capricorns. People think they're mean, but I think they're just direct. Double Aries here, more like angries. That's so true. My sister is a Aries moon, Aries rising, Sagittarius sun. So I will accept any condolences anyone has for me. Capricorn crew, where you at? Cap sun, Pisces moon, Cap rising. Oh my gosh, you're very close to Nicole's. Oh yeah, that's what Nicole said. Cancer, Leo cusp too. Wow, yeah, Cancer is my sibling sign. I love Cancers. Yeah, there's something to be said for opposite signs. They just have this solidarity that will forever be. Like I will always love Scorpios because they're the sister sign of Taurus. Like there's just this understanding here. We just like click immediately. I also for the last for Ursa Major, I did a astrology panel with my sister. If anybody's interested, you could check that out on the Bay Area K YouTube channel. And I also make astrology playlists. So follow me on Instagram if you want to see those. I'm not done yet. Cap Moon. Bread is a Cap Sun. There's so many Capricorns here. This is Capricorn Nation. It was a very accurate panel. Thank you, Frill Squad. I appreciate that. I think I could probably take like one more question if anybody has one. Thank you for everybody. I saw like a couple people sent me tips. That's so nice, and I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for everybody who asked questions. I've only been doing osteomancy for a year, so I'm still kind of learning, and there isn't a guidebook or anything. So it's just kind of all intuition, off-roading, no guidelines at all. Jesus take the wheel. So Nari wants to know if she'll see a UFO. Okay. I hope it's yes. I've seen a UFO. I've seen a couple. I kind of like have spooky things happen to me all the time. I used to seek it out, and then I stopped because it was too scary after a point, after Riverdale Road, actually, specifically. And then it kept happening. And then I realized it's because I'm intuitive, like Nicole said. All right. Nari, will Nari see a UFO? Nari! It turned out no again. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But I think you need to focus more on cryptozoology. I think like literally it landed on top of like the career stone landed on the magic stone. I just feel like this is an area you need to focus on, even if you'll never see it. What do I have to live for? That is the most Capricorn thing I've ever read. That's such a Capricorn thing. If I can't see a UFO, what do I have to live for? I'm sorry. Find the Loch Ness Monster. He owes me $350. I'm sorry, Nari. It might not be a hard and fast no. I shouldn't have pressured you to ask a question. I feel guilty now. I'm not going to be answering any more questions of if you're going to see any cryptids or paranormal things because I don't want it to always be no. So, well, pretty much that's it. That's the time I have today. Meredith wants to know if she'll see a ghost. I'll answer that real quick. Yes, Meredith, you will be seeing a ghost. I wonder where. Sorry, sorry, Nari. Thank you all so much. I appreciate having you here. Thank you for coming to my panel, and make sure to check out all the rest of the panels today. I think coming up next is J Fashing Eulogies, with many panelists who I can't remember. The only one I can remember is Jessica of 6 Week. So I hope you all enjoy it, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. It'll be a kid dressed as a ghost. So true. Thank you for sharing. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all.